Alright, so hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com. Welcome to another video on SEO. First of all, if you're brand new to this channel, make sure to press the subscribe button down below so when we release a new SEO video like this, you'll get notified, right? And as for today's title, the video, as you can see here, is written here as how to identify good backlinks, right? So be able to build backlink is one thing, but be able to identify the good backlinks for your website is another thing, right? Is another skill set. So like I won't really go into detail as to how to really build backlinks, right? Because nowadays the only type of backlinks that are working is called as editorial backlinks, or backlinks coming from the content, right, from the real website, from the website which actually has some traffic, right, that are actually rankings, right? Like getting backlinks from PBNs or Web 2.0s, all these, or even like comments backlinks are pretty like deemed as low quality links, right? And most of them won't even give you like the full potential of the backlinks that you should be getting. So, and that's why nowadays people are really into guest posting, right? And because you can get real editorial backlinks from guest postings. And the easy way to really get links from guest posting, I'm pretty sure many of you already aware of this, right? You can do something like your niche, for instance. If I'm in like home improvement niche, right? Let's say if I'm in a cleaning niche, so it will be like cleaning plus something like in a quotation mark, right? Right, for us, right, something like that. Or you can even change to something like guest post, right, something like that, and then you will get a bunch of website which actually accepts guest posts right on their website. So all you gotta do is just go to their website, go to their guest post page, and then read their guest posting guidelines, right? And then it's pretty simple. As then all you need is just pitch them the content, right? Or you can pitch them the topics first and then send them the content later on, right? Something like that. So it's a pretty straightforward process here, right? To be able to identify backlinks and build links for your website. But then since nowadays guest posting has become such a popular trend that many people have really rely on it and use it and even abuse it, right? That's for sure. That's why there are many like low quality guest post links, right? Or many other other type of low quality links that you should keep in mind. And that's why in this video I'm gonna explain to you how to really identify what type of good backlinks, right? Like what are good backlinks that you should be focusing on, right? And for this method, this method what I'm gonna teach you in this video, I've used it for my own website as well as my clients, right, when I build links for their website. So I'm gonna go through it with you today. So without further ado, let's start with this, right? So I'm gonna break this down into three parts, right? Like actually the characteristic of good backlinks falls into like has these three, right? So first we have to look at the authority of the backlinks, then come the relevancy, and then lastly we'll look at the trust, right? So starting off with the first metrics, right, that we should really focus on when building backlinks is the authority of the backlinks, right? So what do you mean by authority of the backlinks? It's basically how much the power that the backlinks can transfer to your website, right? So if you're building links from like using guest posts, then you have to submit new content, right, to the website, and in that way it will be a completely new page, right, getting published. And in that way the links coming from guest posts may not be as high as it should be, right? So when talking about authority links, there are two types of authority here. First is domain level authority, right, and second is the page level authority, right, or the domain level power and page level power, right? So these are in the like, since they're like, you can utilize all any other SEO metrics out there, right, that to identify the domain level authority. So this could be something like DA, right, or domain authority by Moz, right, by Moz. And then it could be like DR, right? DR is domain rating, right, by Ahrefs, right? Or they're even like CF TF, right? This is by Majestic. So you can utilize all these, right? So Majestic, Ahrefs, right, and Moz, these are the three big SEO companies, right? And they have their own metrics to identify the how powerful or how authoritative the backlink is, right? So like for instance, you can see here on the top here for this website that I open it up right now. For this, the domain authority or MOS DA is 14, right? As you can see here is 14. I'm not really sure if you can see or not, but this number is out of 100, right? Like all these metrics are out of 100, starting from 1, right, and then up to 100, right? 1 being the lowest, or lowest authority or lowest power, and 100 being the highest, right? And then comes the page authority, page level authority, or the power of each page, right? So domain authority or domain level authority is basically the power of the entire website or the power of the entire domain. Now next comes the page level authority or the power of the page, right? Like for instance, this page, right, this domain, right, has a domain authority of 14, means power of 14, and a page authority of 13 means power of 13, right? So the page authority usually will become the page authority or page level authority usually are lesser than domain authority, right, or domain level authority. So page level authority, don't there again, right, PA by MOS, and then there's UR, right, by Ahrefs again, right? They have their own metrics. And then for Majestics, it basically looks at the same metrics, right? So both at the page level or at the domain level is the same metrics. So for instance, if I show you from Ahrefs, right, like but keep in mind that these authority metrics from different companies, they are measured using different algorithms, right, different set of rules, so it's going to be different. So for instance, this website has a domain authority or DA of 14 or the power of 14, whereas if I actually if I actually analyze it using Ahrefs, which I'm going to use their own metrics, which is called as domain ratings, DR, and URL ratings, right, UR, right? So let me kind of show you that. So as you can see here, it has a domain rating or domain power of just 3.7, right, out of 100, whereas from MOS, it's written as 14, right? So they have a different metrics here. Now which one is more accurate, I don't really know, but from my experience, like what I use is basically I look at both, right? I look at MOS, I look at Ahrefs metric, also Majestic metrics, right? And if I see like if they are like quite in a high, like towards the high, let's say this one has a DA domain authority of 50, and then from Ahrefs is something like 40, and then from Majestic is something like near to that, right? Then I'm pretty sure that the site has a high authority, right? So this is the metric here. So this is the authority or the power, right? So authority basically means power of the backlinks, right? This is the conclusion. So it's broken down to domain level authority, domain level power, and page level authority or page level power, right? So this is the first metric that I look at when building backlinks, right? Usually something like something like 20 plus, right, would be an ideal situations for you to look at, right? 25 plus at a domain level authority, right, across the board, like from both DA, PA, and Majestics, right? I don't really use Majestics, but I mostly go with the DA, right, MOS, and DR of Ahrefs. So something around 25 plus is an ideal number, right, that you should be looking for when building backlinks, right, using guest posts. So this is the thing that I look for, right? Then moving on to the next metrics, the categories that I look for when building links or to identify good backlinks is the relevancy of the links, right? So this again is broken down to two type of categories, two subcategories. That is, first is domain level relevancy, and then page level relevancy, right? So what first of all, relevancy is how much relate, like what is the relation, right? I mean, let's say if you're in a cleaning industry, and then if you get a backlink from, let's say, a pet website, if you're a cleaning website, you get a backlinks from pet website. Now that is completely irrelevant, right? It's not related to your website. So basically relevancy deals with how related, right, the links, how related the links you're getting from to your website, right? To your website. So basically, you know, there are two types. Again, domain level relevancy means you know, if the website entirely talks about the same topics that your website is, and as well as page level relevancy means, let's say your website is about it's about cooking, right? And then you get a backlinks from, let's say, Forbes.com on the page where it says about cooking, so that's a page level relevancy. Whereas domain level relevancy means you're getting a backlinks from, you know, the site which entirely talks about cooking, right? So hope you're getting the idea here. Domain level relevancy means backlinks from the site which is completely related to yours, right? And page level means backlinks from the page, right, which is completely related to yours, right? Domain level relevancy is pretty difficult to find, right? Because, you know, especially if you're in a very small niche, right, it's very difficult to find. Whereas page level relevancy is very easy, right? Like all you need to do is, you know, write a content that are related to your page, right, to your website, and that's it. Then you get, you know, then you get the page level relevancy. At least, you know, you should strive for page level relevancy, right, if possible. But again, right, from my like, if I were to build backlinks, I always look for both, right? Domain level relevancy, I mean, page level relevancy is not something that you should really care about, right? Because to be honest, if you're doing guest posts, right, on any other website, you should already, you know, cover this, right? You should already write something which are related to your website, right? So this should already be sorted, right? And that's why whenever I build links, I always look for domain level relevancy, which, you know, if not possible, then I always look for, you know, like shoulder niche, right, or website that are like somehow related. May not be 100% related, but let's say 50%, 60% related, right? So this is the thing that you should be, you know, taking into consideration. Because if you're just getting links from website that has power or authority but no relevancy, means, you know, you're missing the ingredients here, right? Because when Google process or looks at the backlinks, they look at three things, right? So the authority or the power, and then the relevancy. And then lastly, you know, we move on to the trust, right? The trust, or how much a links, you know, the trust of the links, right? Now this metric is basically kind of like a myth, right? Because, you know, Google really never like they used to kind of refuse that they use this metrics in their algorithms somehow, right? But anyway, you know, when talking about trust, I always refer to, you know, traffic, right? Definitely just traffic. I mean, let's say if I find a link, right, let's say this is the website that I found, right, like that they accept guest posts. As you can see here, they accept instant guest post here. So they have somehow of a power, the domain authority of 14. They are somehow relevant to my website, right? Because let's say my website is about technology, so they have a technology category here, right, as you can see here. But then, you know, how about, like, I would want to make sure that this is a quality website, and how can I, you know, justify that is through traffic, right? Is to really look at their traffic and see, you know, whether the site is having traffic or not. Because if the site has power, if the site has relevancy, but if it has no traffic, then it basically means Google, you know, is a low quality website, and that's why, you know, Google is not ranking them, and that's why they don't receive organic traffic, right? So basically this is organic traffic, right? And usually I always look, you know, at least 200, right? At least 200, I mean, at least about 500 visitors per month, right? At least for the organic traffic. And how do you actually identify the traffic of the website? You can use any of the, you know, SEO tools, right? There's like Ahrefs. You can identify the traffic. You can use SEMrush, right, to identify the traffic as well. And, you know, you can use like a bunch of any other SEO tools, right? They can easily give you a traffic trend of the website. And that's pretty much it, right? The three characteristics of good backlinks. First is authority, or the power of the links. Make sure it has some power, because let's say if you get a backlinks from super relevant website but zero power, then it's not gonna do much for you, right? It's hardly gonna give you any like push, right, in the rankings. So that's the thing here. And of course, if you have authority and if you have relevancy, but somehow, you know, your website, the website which you get backlinks from, are not like, they're not ranking well, they're like has completely zero organic traffic, then over the time, right, you may not rank as high you should be, because, you know, you're missing this ingredient, right, this third thing here. Because, you know, sometimes you might be wondering, like, you know, you get a tons and tons of backlinks, but why you're still ranking on the second page, right? You couldn't push past to the first page, and that's probably because you don't have enough backlinks coming from website that have some organic traffic, right, or website that Google trusts. That's the thing here. So if you're someone who's been stuck on the second page for a while, you may, you know, start building backlinks from website that has some organic traffic, and I'm pretty sure your rankings will skyrocket to the first page, right? And that's the thing here. And lastly, when I'll also build backlinks to my, like, for my clients as well as my website, I also would make sure, you know, I look at and analyze whether or not the site is a link farm or not, right? Because as you can see here, this website, they accept free instant guest posts, right? I mean, to be honest, isn't that too easy for you to, like, anyone can easily publish, right? So the thing here is anyone can just simply log in and publish the content for free here. So I can pretty much assume that, you know, the content quality, the website quality is very, very low, right? And then if I look at the website, let's say if I check out their article, you can see that, you know, only this much of content, right? You can see the quality of the content, you can see what type of links they have actually linked out, then you can assume that, you know, whether or not you can trust the website or not, right? Let's say, how about this article? If I check out this one, and then you can see, as you can see, like, very little content linked to, you know, some irrelevant, I mean, some, I don't know, low quality website could be. So you can pretty much, you know, assume that this type of backlinks, you know, Google won't really count into their backlinks, right, into their algorithm. And if they really counts, then you may face a risk of, you know, getting penalized, right? Because to be honest, this is looking clearly like a link building scheme, right, which Google can easily track. So this is something that you might want to consider as well, is, you know, look at the website, right, quality, right, to ensure safety, right? So you won't get, you know, penalized in the future, right? That's the thing here. Be careful when you build backlinks, right? Look at the website, look at all these metrics, right, and make sure that everything falls perfectly into this. And that's pretty much it, right? If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And if you have any topics on your mind related to SEO, make sure you comment them down in the comment section down below as well. And that's all for it. If you like this video, make sure to press the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.